Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Wyman Grover, and this is S.L. Wyman's Rock and Writing. It's a channel about books, tarot, authortube, tarot tube, and writing in general, and all things music and nerd. I'm an author and will be publishing under the name S.L. Wyman. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back to the channel. Either way, would appreciate any help you care to give as far as liking, subscribing, commenting, and all those things that kind of keeps away that nasty algorithm so he hates it. But anyway, I'm actually going to be filming another tag here today, and this one's kind of a special one. This is hashtag Tarot Origin Story, and this is AVR to Janaki and her kitty Madame Bathsheba over at Catamancy Tarot. She's actually an anthropologist who is doing her study on contemporary tarot practices, and so she put a call out to the community to answer some questions to kind of help her with her research. And I am all about higher education, I actually do have 2 degrees in English and in creative writing, so I'm very excited to help anyone on their academic journey. So Janaki, good on you. Congratulations on going into such a difficult field and choosing such a unique area of study, and best of luck to you. But without further ado, let's get into these questions, which they're all very cool, so I'm kind of excited. And by the way, please go to her channel, support her, try to maybe do this hashtag if this is something that you're into. Help her out. It would be much appreciated. We could all use a little more love from the algorithm. I will try to link her original video in her channel below in the comments when I'm done filming it. I'm not sure if this is going to be scheduled to upload or not, but it's going to be going up on the channel. Any love you could throw her way and my way, much appreciated. Let's do these questions. First one, what kind of religious upbringing did you have? Well, just as a general blanket fact, my whole family, with the exception of myself and my brother and his wife and daughter, are all pretty much some variety of Lutheran Christian. Some more, diligently practicing than others. My brother and his family happen to be Catholic. I'm Wiccan. I'm the eyeball. The only Wiccan in the family. Go figure, I'm the weird one. Like we didn't see that one coming. But anyway, as far as religious upbringing, my folks were pretty open-minded. They were of the opinion of learn as much as you can and make up your own damn mind. We are not going to railroad you into any religious path. We're not going to tell you what to think, how to feel, or, try to lord over your bodily autonomy or try to make you feel guilty about yourself or anything, because that's not how we like to do things. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we kind of quietly bowed out of a couple of different churches because they were a little too preachy and a little too controlling. But as far as was I ever dragged to church services, not unless I was staying with relatives that really were big on the whole going to church on Sunday. If I happened to be visiting during a Sunday, I'd have to have nicer clothes because they would make me go to church with them. But for the most part, not what we do. Most of my family isn't that way. Some go to church regularly, some just have very sincerely held beliefs. My immediate family just happens to be very pretty much do as you will but harm none. Just add whatever religious flavor to that you want, pretty much. So that was my upbringing. I was never really stopped from exploring whatever the heck I wanted to, which is how I wound up Wiccan. Question 2. What was your first exposure to tarot and how did you get your first deck? Well, my mother bought me my first tarot deck when I was 18 for my 18th birthday, because that year I'd found my way to the Wiccan path, and the more I was studying it, the more I was starting to realize that, whoa, this is for me. At least some variation on this is for me. This is kind of more my speed as far as religion goes, because it's not dogmatic. It's not, a bunch of strict tenets. It's pretty much, don't be an asshole. Respect nature. Respect yourself. Take care of yourself and respect other people. And, here are some other basic philosophies that we kind of subscribed to. It was a lot more chill than most of the religion I had been exposed to, because I was honestly considering Buddhism as well. I just was not quite aligning 100% with some of their tenets, but really enjoyed the philosophy. Really liked it because, again, Buddhism is a philosophy, not necessarily a religion, so you could apply that to Wicca as well. So I was kind of taking all the stuff that I liked the best and putting it together. But long story short, that's what my mother did. She realized I was really into this stuff, bought me my first deck. And it's my RWS. It's in a little box right behind the screen that you can't see there. It's in pride of place. I've had it for 25 years. It's very bowed and bent and old. It's a universal weight copy with the blue backs with the gold stars on it. Very much my aesthetic. And it's an oldie but a goodie. I may not use it very often, but it reads like a dream, and like I've never put it away every time I pull it out. It's a good old friend. Alright, next question. When did tarot become a more important part of your practice, and when, if ever, did you stop being a skeptic? What was your moment of tarot conversion like? I've always been very into mythology and crystals, and I guess you could jokingly say like all the hippy dippy new age stuff. I've been into that since I was 8 years old, more or less. So it wasn't so much of a conversion as it was just a slowly realizing this is the path I'd been on my whole life and just not realized it. Now I could just pick my path instead of just kind of meandering onto it. I could be, oh, yeah, that's the path I've been wanting to follow this whole time. Okay. So it was more of a light bulb. Basically, it was just say, oh, this is the path that is for me. But now specifically taking it back to tarot, because she's not talking so much about religion, she's talking about tarot. I was never really a skeptic. Now, mind you, I'm not one to use tarot for predictive purposes. I kind of find that counterintuitive to free will, number one, and number two, the future. So, like Yoda says, always in motion, the future is difficult to see. Right? Because every moment gives you a new chance to pick a different path, choose a different direction. So the future is never set in stone. There is always an opportunity to change it. So I was never really skeptic about the tarot being a great tool for holy shit light bulb moments, right? I was never a skeptic about that. I was never a skeptic about the power of somebody to be able to tap into the divine. I was never skeptic about that. But the whole predictive thing, I'm still not necessarily a fan of that. Just for that reason. Because I think, readings need to be done in such a way as to give that person agency. And I feel like if it's too predictive and too set in stone, it doesn't give that person here, I kind of feel, and this is no shade to anybody who likes to do predictive readings, but to me it kind of feels like you're infantilizing them, like you're not giving them the opportunity to take charge of their own actions in their own life. And ultimately, that's what this should be. You should be responsible for your own choices. I'm just a reader. I'm not your mom. I'm not, an almighty guru. I don't profess to have all the answers. So you should not be relying on me for the answers to all of the questions of the universe. Just no. You got to figure that out for yourself. Now, mind you, am I happy to help along the way? Of course. So I guess that's to kind of answer the question a little better. I really didn't have much of a conversion because I was already kind of a believer, just not necessarily the predictive aspect of it, because I don't like it. I think it cuts off your choices and boxes you in instead of letting your mind free to think and get creative and find ways around the puzzle, so to speak. Number 4, when did you start reading for others or start to read for clients, and why, if not, have you ever thought, and if not, have you ever thought about it? Yes, I've definitely thought about going pro several times, especially over the last couple of years. In fact, I knew as soon as one of the decks I have came into my possession, I knew it was like, this is your client deck. I knew that it was basically a matter of time and only a matter of me getting my act together, figuring things out, that yes, the business is going to happen at some point, even if only as a side hustle. But I pretty much always enjoyed reading for other people. Almost from the moment I had the deck in my hands, I wanted to read not only for myself but for other people because I wanted to practice. I wanted to get good at it. And I could distinctly remember reading for my aunt one time. I'm not going to say her name on here because I don't want to invade her privacy, but I kind of blew her mind with what I did because I didn't know anything about her work life and pulled some information out about it. She was just like, holy crap, yeah, that's accurate. So that first holy crap, yeah, I get that moment made me realize just how fun this could be, and that, I had the potential to be pretty good at this if I worked at it. So yeah, pretty much always wanted to and enjoyed reading for other people, always up for doing it. When it comes to tarot, I'm kind of Captain America. I can do this all day. I enjoy it. So there you go. Number 5. What are some of your qualities from your background that make you a good reader? That is, what do you bring to the table as a reader, and what do you think your tarot superpower is? Well, I'm a very no bullshit kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who's going to, I don't sugarcoat things. I'll do my best to never be tactless, rude, or cruel in my delivery of a reading, even when it's a really difficult card or a really difficult, like, okay, you're going to be going through some stuff and you're just going to have to kind of gird your loins and brace for this kind of thing. Even in that kind of situation, I always try to be empathetic and kind and have a little bit of compassion because, there's that trust that this other person is placing in you as a reader, that when they sit down to do that you're not just going to rip them a new one or treat them terribly. So, of course, I try to bring a sense of compassion to that. But as far as tarot superpower, I'm very empathic. I read people pretty well. I'm really good at tuning extraneous stuff out and reading the cards. Cards, and I wind up with a dialogue. I wouldn't say I have necessarily superpower, but I sense things and I can kind of hear things and feel things when I read the deck. So that's kind of my power, is I bring my natural intuitiveness to the table because I've always been kind of sensitive and maybe not always, not dumb, but maybe not always the brightest bulb in the box, but I like to think I'm pretty intuitive. And, I at least have some measure of common sense that can be applied. I'm very practical. And I think being able to give a practical bent to, like, okay, seriously, this is a bad thing that's coming. How can I practically deal with it? How do we take this down to brass tacks, real world, physical actions that I can actually take? I try to be good with that. And number 6, when did you get into TarotTube, and what is your relationship with tarot and social media? I actually got into TarotTube not too long before after the pandemic started in 2020, so sometime in March, April, May, somewhere around that general area in 2020, and like a lot of us here, I'm sure, my first real exposure to TarotTube was Simon at the Hermit's Cave. I don't remember what video it even was. It might have been one of his quarantine streams that he was doing, but that became a very integral part of my day when he was doing that, just kind of chilling and vibing and getting to know everybody, and it was great. I instantly realized that I had fallen into just a wonderful community just by accident, and Simon is so welcoming and open, and he was actually the very first person to have me on his channel at TarotTube, followed very closely by Scott at Scorpio Sun Tarot and Gerald at Tarot Stash, and or she from Jogoshi's Tarot. I've also really had some great conversations with Richie from Longman Tarot and Elaine from T-Tats and Tarot with Elaine. That's my tribe. Those are my people. I've really had some great conversations with them and met some wonderful friends on TarotTube. So I'd say I have a pretty good relationship with Tarot. Now, social media, that's a bit of a mixed bag. Because, one, yes, I've met so many wonderful people in the tarot community, and thank you to all of you, because you're fabulous, you're fun, you're my tarot fam, you are a wonderful community. I enjoy being here with you, I enjoy making content for you, I enjoy hanging out with you, I enjoy watching your videos and getting to know you all. It's fabulous, it's wonderful. But the rest of social media sometimes can be a bit of a dumpster fire, can it? There it is, I have to take a break because it's too much. And yeah, sometimes my brain just needs a break from all the negativity, because it's never a middle ground. It's always either cute kitty videos, lots of great tarot stuff, lots of great conversation and catching up with family, and trolls and political nonsense that I don't want to deal with or comment on, because we just don't want to hit the rage button. It gets annoying. So it's never one or the other, or should I say it's never a middle road. It's one or the other. So I wind up having to take little breaks. But for the most part, I think it's a wonderful tool to connect, and I enjoy using it as such. But do I think it's a great substitute for real life connections? No, of course not. Real life is always much more profound, but at the same point, it does give you the opportunity to get to know people that, well, let's face it, if you don't have the money to travel, that you might never have been able to meet in the first place. A lot of my closest friends on DarrowTube don't even live in my same state. They live, some of them, in other countries overseas, or way the other end of the country. And I don't have the opportunity to travel a lot, so I would have never met these people without it. So, mixed bag at best, but there you have it. Those were the questions again. That's hashtag Tarot Origin Story. Thank you, Janaki, for this. Please give Madame Bashiva lots of scritches on the head for me and treats. My kitty Goblin says hi to her. And I hope this finds you both well. Good luck with your paper and your research. And everybody, please give her a little bit of love. It was wonderful to sit here with you guys. I'm looking forward to doing more tags for you at some point. I enjoy these VRs a lot. But yeah, answer some of those questions below if you want. Whatever. Let's get this information to Janaki. Let's start up a conversation. Have some fun, all right? Otherwise, just everybody, please be safe. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.